time you went there with your friends? Did you tell them all your secrets? Did you make amends? Can you tell me?
It was, being a darker, more personal, moody record was just a result of all the headaches that we had with that. We went on this incredibly exhausting European tour right before everything came to a head, which sort of contributed to us being like, okay, this is a little dysfunctional. Let's reevaluate where we are. And we've all had a heavy year personally, and we just all sort of kind of dumped it into this record. And so while generally we're a pretty upbeat poppy band, there's still some heavier undertones. And the next time perhaps we'll have just dance jams. I mean, there's some songs I can't listen to on the record yet. But yeah, I think that for me it's sort of very therapeutically, not only as a distraction, something to really work on and devote your energy to, but also as just an outlet to kind of deal with things.
It's weird, I felt like it was so hard to be working on it, and that was a big hard thing for us all to do. And then once it was done, personally, it was like,
It was like, whew, yeah.
I feel like it was
like
just, it was like, I realized that even all of the personal stuff that was going on in just my life, once it was done, it was like, it felt so good.
Yeah,
I realized that it had been helping me.
Sort of
through
music, which we've never done before, that's for sure.
I have, but I'm the girl in the band, so surprise! Yeah.
She's got feelings and we don't, but we've actually had some bizarrely personal, encounters with fans. Teary time.
Yeah.
You get done playing a rock show, like, hey, good job, dudes, and then there's someone that's like, that one song, that line. And you're like, whoa, that's very meaningful and heavy, and you sort of forget that you have a little bit of a responsibility when somebody does release your music. It's one thing to write and record in your bedroom and never let anybody hear it, but once people do hear it, then yeah, I mean, it has been affecting some people, and that's really
Touching.
really, yeah,
Cool.
It's very, very touching.
If they listened to it and it meant something to them, even if it didn't mean exactly what it meant to us when we wrote it.
Also, I feel like, you read interviews with, especially Michael Stipe says this all the time, where he tries to write songs that are really emotional but vague enough that, everyone can kind of make their own thing. And I don't kind of think that that's what... I feel like, at least knowing the two of you, each song was, really personal and really specific, but people have still been able to, draw their own...
conclusions.
Put their own things to it, which is... kind of weird that it worked out the opposite way.
Yeah, that's good. I think we would like to go into a studio at some point, but it's expensive, so an energy to our live show that may or may not come through in some of our recordings. And I think that alone changes the feel of what we do. And then we also open up the songs to some at least subtle reinterpretations. Some of it is that we really have a problem with layering tracks. And so
crazy.
if we had 14 people on stage, maybe we could get a little closer to the recordings, but we only have 4. So some of it is the limitation of how many people are
had to
there.
go.
Right,
Generally live's just more raw and
a little more raw, a little more open.
expressive, perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hi, we're Headlights. You're watching Baeblemusic. I want to send a mad shout out to my homeboys back in the crib, and keep it real, for real. Keep it real.
You gotta stop.